Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Muffed Podcast. As always, my name is Boaz, and with me is Lameter and apparently Booby Dixon. What's up, guys?
What's up, man? I'm a former Niners player, so it's an honor to be on probably one of the best Niners podcasts out there.
Oh man,
So
please. We're actually
appreciate that.
all kinds of sports podcasts. We don't. It's not just Niners,
Yeah.
please.
Nah, this is the best Niners content. Follow for Niners content.
Well,
Only,
thank you
nothing else.
so much, Mr. Dixon. And, your opinion is very, very valued by us. Lameter, do you have anything to add?
I'm thinking a creative way to say hello. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa.
That's pretty creative, I'd say.
Yeah, that works too. Fucking hey, man. Why is this always awkward? I don't know. I felt like maybe.
I think Boaz just says that to like make it look like I messed things up, but that was a pretty smooth intro, boys. Let's do this.
No,
Let's get right into it.
Why stop doing this? No, let's get right into it.
Right into it.
All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is NBA season is kind of back. We got the scrimmage games. It's a little bit weird, no crowd or anything like that. They put up the Miami Heat were putting up fans in the on the TVs and shit like that. But with that being said, playoffs are going to be starting soon, so I think we should be talking about which team we're going to be repping, and maybe a backup team. In my case, for sure, Aaron might be also saying a backup team. Definitely in Lameter's case. I mean, Lakers aren't making it past the first round. But I think the order. I think Aaron, let's start off with you, and then we'll go with me, and then we'll finish out with Lameter because hot take, Lameter.
That sounds good. All right, for me, so we'll break this down. The two things we're gonna. So for me, the team I'm rooting for. Obviously, you can tell if you're watching this. That is the Sacramento Kings, and it's my opinion on how they're gonna do. It's been rough. Buddy Hield got the COVID-19. So did Harrison Barnes, and Rashawn left the bubble to get like Chick-fil-A or something. Who knows? But so we're kind of delayed there. Then of course Marvin Bagley, who just recovered from a foot sprain. I think I don't even know. I think he might have fractured his foot. Do you guys know the injury?
I think he's out for the rest of the season. That's what I said.
Yeah, he's out for the rest of the season.
Ankle, foot,
and it's just so sad because everyone in the Kings subreddit just dogs him all the time because he's not Luka Doncic. I mean, he's not the best player, but he's not terrible. But people treat him like he's terrible. In my opinion, he's just a serviceable player. And it's disappointing. Yeah, it's just disappointing to see him, man. This is his third foot injury of this season, so it's really disappointing. And then De'Aaron Fox also got hurt, so I'm really really sad. De'Aaron Fox is expected to make the opener though. So with that being said, the Kings, after all that, I don't really see them having a chance. But I'm crossing my fingers. I really am. But the team I'll be pulling for, Yogi the GOAT, he went 0 for 1 today in the scrimmage, no points. At least the last time I checked. Anyways, so the team I'm pulling for is the Milwaukee Bucks because they're just so entertaining and they haven't had a championship in a while. So they got Giannis, they got Chris Middleton. No, Giannis is not going to the Dubs. He's staying in Milwaukee or he's I don't know what the fuck, but he's not going to the Warriors. They have a fun team. I just like watching them. They have Brooke Lopez, the Lopez brothers. They love Disney, all that. So I think the Bucks, honestly, are probably the favorite right now. Eric Bledsoe is questionable if he's going to play or not, but I think the Bucks are the favorite. So that's my team I'm pulling for.
What?
The Kings.
They are definitely not the favorites. Definitely not the favorites.
They are the favorites. I think they are the favorites, in my opinion.
You pronounced Los Angeles Lakers wrong.
I think you're pronouncing the Lakers wrong. Perfect segue. It's my team. I'm going for At first, I said the Kings as well. Norton, NorCal, SoCal. You gotta always choose. I gotta rep NorCal. That's where I'm from. I mean, all of us should be. Lameter's just complete disgrace. Honestly, should be kicked out. But so obviously, I have a little bit of feeling for the Kings. But I'm with you, and I mean, it's not really realistic, especially with all the injuries and just shit going on with the franchise. Vlade Divac might fucking suit up and maybe he'll play center. I don't fucking know. Yeah, the team that I'm really rooting for is the LA Clippers.
Wrong LA team.
He did kill the Warriors. The Warriors were gonna win if KD didn't get injured and Clay didn't get injured. But I don't hold it against him, man. I like Kawhi. I like how he plays. I like Paul George how he plays. It's just a well-rounded team, and it's a team that has always been in the shadows of the Lakers. And I feel like it's time to come out. It's time they're gonna come out, and it's time the Lakers be in their shadow. And yeah, and my number two
this
team,
guy.
We're all just gonna be like our number 2 team. I'm gonna look in the East. I like the Boston Celtics. I've been listening to T.S. Tybul's fucking his vlog. I think I said his name right, but his vlog, is kind of entertaining. But I like the Celtics. They got some good personalities. It's a well-rounded team, And I can't go for the Bucks just because I'm still hoping that if the Bucks lose, maybe Giannis wants to come over to the Warriors. But I got nothing against the Bucks. But Clippers, Celtics.
All right. Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Yes, it is.
All right. I'm going to go for the correct LA team and the true favorites of the NBA 2020 championship, the Los Angeles basketball Lakers, everybody. Lake Show, #Lake Show. Let's do this. I don't think I need a backup team, to be honest.
Lemire, did you hear that? Fuck, Aaron.
Wait, Lemire, did you hear that?
What time is it?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Muffed Podcast list week. All right, first list today is top 5 NFL players who cry during sex. Number 5, Odell Beckham Jr. I think this one's really obvious to me because he throws tantrums on the sideline and proposes to the kicking net and everything. So I think that's pretty obvious. Number 4, I have Brett Favre. Diva, cries at all his retirement press conference. I think when he puts in his wife, he's gonna cry a little. Yes, 100%. Number 3, Dak Prescott. For me, he cries over not getting paid $300 million. Definitely going to cry during sex. Number 2, Cameron Meredith. Don't know anything about him. Kind of a shot in the dark. I just have that gut feeling. Like Lemire says, I'll go with my gut. All right, number 1, I have Dante Pettis. This is a very controversial one because he's a hot topic on the show. But as Boaz said, he likes to shy away from contact. It's nothing against Dante Pettis. I think he's the sensitive type. So I think, he might get a little emotional in the sheets.
Absolutely.
All right, that is my top 5.
Number 5, excellent pick. Number 5, Jimmy Garoppolo. So I feel like he's having with a lot of prostitutes. And here's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say it's STDs and that's what he's crying from because I respect my sex workers. But what I'm going to get at is more that I feel like sex workers are more experimental. So maybe he's getting hit from the back with maybe a strap on. And number 4, Derek Carr. We all remember when he got hit and he got sacked. And he started crying on the sideline. Maybe he hits his head on the on the bed frame as you see in the back. He's crying. Number 3, Vontaze Burfict. I mean, he's probably got CTE, so he's gonna probably cry. Number 2, Mike Thomas, and not from sex, but from reading his Twitter timeline. And number 1, I think he's kind of a softie. That's my list.
Who's number 1?
That is an excellent list.
Aaron Donald. He's kind of a softie. That's what I think.
All right, Demeter, what's your top 5?
What is that crab during sex?
I wasn't keyed in on this one.
Don't worry about it. The next one, Aaron. Number 2, top 5 NFL players you wouldn't let fuck your sister. Number 5, Tom Brady because fuck Tom Brady. Number 4, Cole Beasley because I just don't like his last name, like Weasley Beasley.
We better be cutting this one out, all right?
Number 3, Nick Mullen. Presumably because of his large phallus. Number 2, DK Metcalf just because he looks. I don't know, DK.
He wears a pacifier.
Yeah, he does wear a pacifier. And number 1, Stephon Diggs. Just because Aaron, what about you?
All right, my top 5 players you don't want to fuck your sister. Number 5, Johnny Manziel. I think this one's a little obvious. He seems like some guy's not going to treat my sister right. He's kind of a smash and pass kind of guy. Number 4, I have Trace McSorley. I've seen the proof. Don't ask why. Huge wang. I don't know if my sister can handle that. Might be a little too much for her. And then number 3, I have 100%. And number 3, I have Cameron Artis Payne. I don't want my sister to go through Cameron Artis Payne. I want her to feel Cameron Artis loved, and that's just me personally.
That's an excellent.
And then number 2. Similar to your Tom Brady selection, by the way, fantastic selection. Number 2, I had Aaron Rodgers, because fuck Aaron Rodgers and fuck the Packers. And number 1, I have Stephon Diggs. I feel like that's the unanimous favorite. And yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, so people on ESPN are leaving Stephon out of the top 5, and that is baffling to me.
Fucking blasphemy. I don't get it. Absolutely.
All right, Lemire.
You want to add? You have, who's your top 5 NFL players you wouldn't want to fuck your sister?
I wasn't told about this one either.
That's cool. We'll go to number 3.
That's cool.
Top 5 NFL players who can be given the nickname Big Dick. I'm going to start off number 5, Nick Vigil. Number 4, Nick Folk. Number 3, Nick Novak. Excellent kicker. Number 2, Nick Mangold. And number 1, of course, Nick Mullins, as I mentioned.
You missed Nick Foles.
All right, well, let's get into the next list. My top 5 players are going to have the nickname Big Dick. Number 5, we have a tie, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my God, a tie on Muffed Podcast list week. I can't believe this. Number 5, we have a tie with Mohamed Massaquoi and Brian St. Pierre.
Here's my honorable mention. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, number 4, we have the Brickshaw Ferguson. I think that's an obvious pick. Number 3, I have Prince Amukamara. I don't know how to say his name. Amukamara.
You don't even need the last name.
Amukamara.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Big Dick Prince Amukamara. Number 2, I have Ulysses Gilbert III, backup linebacker on the Steelers.
Obviously.
Oh, great pick. And then number 1, I have Nick Foles.
Okay, yes. Now I don't really agree with Aaron. I don't get where you're coming from with Nick Foles. Just try to say this Big Dick Nick Foles. Like it doesn't work. It just doesn't fit. I see Big Dick Mohamed Massaquoi, but I don't see Nick Foles. It just doesn't really fit. I mean, I don't think his play.
Oh man.
Yeah, Big Dick. Worthy. it's kind of weird. I don't see where you come from, man.
Oh, Buzz, you're completely right. You are completely right. After I look over, I should have put Ulysses Gilbert III in that number 1 spot because Big Dick Foles doesn't really work. That's my bad.
Work. It doesn't. Let me. What do you think? Who's your top 5 NFL players who can be given the nickname Big Dick?
That's
Nick cool.
That's cool. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the one that's been submitted in the fan vote section on our Twitter. Thank you for all of you guys who voted for this one. All right, and this topic.
I didn't.
Lamiro, that's very rude of you to interrupt me. I'm trying to talk here. That's very rude of you.
Muffed Podcast this week.
Top 5 players who don't want to take a poop in your house. All right, number 5. This one's technically cheating, but I think Lamiro will back me in this one. I have Roger Goodell. And the reason I have Roger Goodell number 5 is because he took a big dookie on the NFL the past couple years, so I think he might take a bigger dookie in my toilet.
I see where you're coming from.
All right, number 5, I have Sheldon Day. Just a big guy, probably takes big poops.
I've seen his ass.
That is
Boaz
very.
has seen it too. We saw it at training camp. Remember last year?
True, but I might have to throw a flag on that. It's a little too horny for me. Number 3.
All right, number 3, I have Jamarcus Russell. With that being said, he took a big dookie on the Raiders organization in the 2007 draft class. So I think that might get him thrown in there. And number 2, this might be a controversial pick because he's not number 1. But number 2, I have Dan Snyder. Obviously, he seemed like a big turd recently. So I think he might take a big turd in my toilet. Absolutely. All right, number 1, I think this one's pretty obvious. I have Richie Incognito. I mean, dude's just a human shit. Like, he's just a shitty person. So I think he might jump in the toilet himself, and I don't got that money to get him out of the toilet.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, I totally get. I don't think you even want him in his house. You're gonna be bullying. He's gonna be bullying your guests. You don't want that. I mean, you don't want that. 1,000%. I'm going with number 5, Tom Brady, because fuck Tom Brady. Number 4, we got Trent Brown. He's 380 pounds, so you got to think about the asshole radius. It's pretty large as well. Plus,
fantastic point.
The city of Oakland. So let's go number 3, Linval Joseph, another big dude. We're looking at the radius, the circumference of his asshole. It's gonna leave a big shit. It's gonna clog up your toilet. Number 2, Vita Vea. Once again, pretty big dude, and his name is Vita Vea. I feel like you don't want him in his house. You don't want him in your house. First of all, you don't want him taking a dump. Second of all, and number 1, DK Metcalf. And I just DK Metcalf. I don't think there's anything else to say. Let me do
a fantastic list. Fantastic list.
Top 5 NFL players you wouldn't want to take a dump in your house.
Mike Thomas, because he's a shady receiver.
You didn't do your research, and I really don't see where you're coming from. And I don't see that one. Maybe if you said cry during sex, maybe I was where you're coming from. But
he definitely cries during sex. He was my number 6 on my list. He didn't cry.
Honorable mention. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to where we were. Lamiro, so what were you saying about the Lakers again?
Wait, in all honesty, we're gonna cut that part out, right?
What part?
What part?
That's big. No. I'm serious.
Yeah. You just spaced out for a second. I don't know what happened there. You were talking about the Lakers.
All right. Los Angeles Lakers. Let's do this. They're the Lakers. They got not the GOAT. Probably 3rd best of all time. I'll take the 4th. 4th best of all time, LeBron James. They got an MVP. They got another MVP candidate, AD. And Kyle Kuzma's good. Caruso's good.
Alex Caruso, yeah.
Yeah.
He skipped the sisters' wedding. He skipped the sisters' wedding just to play for the Lakers. That's a little bit of respect. That's the only respect I got for the Lakers.
Respect.
Yeah, no, I see some similarities between him and I. Balding at an early age.
All right. So, with that being said, I think we're going to transition to our next basketball topic that we wanted to.
Wait, he didn't. Wait, was that a 2-1 for him?
Yeah. What's your second? What's your second team, Lamiro?
I honestly don't think I need a second team.
Oh no, you definitely do. I feel like Pelicans definitely will be taking him out. So Lamiro, your second team.
All right. I was thinking 2 teams, but because we're going East-West, because you guys did that, I'll go Miami Heat because I like Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Buckets. Okay.
Or like Jimmy Assler.
Dude, and I love the Zingers, man. Fucking.
Thank you.
I don't know what to say, man. I don't know where it's just come straight to the dome, man. Straight out the dome. All right. We're gonna go over our top 4 teams. We're gonna go in the Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals, and then we're just gonna say who's gonna win. And then we'll keep the order. And let's hear your list.
This one's tough. I'm thinking about it right now.
The West is pretty easy.
I don't know. The West might be a little easy.
You only have one choice to make.
Clippers, and then I don't know. Maybe you want to go with like Portland or like Dallas. I don't know. Aaron.
Yeah, I was thinking something like that. All right, anyways, for the East, we'll start with the East. I think my making the Final Four, I got Bucks 76ers. And the reason I'll start with 76ers. I have the 76ers basically one because they have had no people diagnosed with coronavirus. So that's a start. And then they have a very solid team just in general. Ben Simmons, people shit on him, but he's a good enough player at his position. They have Joel Embiid, Matisse Thybulle, YouTube star, and Joel Embiid. Trust the process. They have a very solid team, and I can see them making it all the way. And then I have the Bucks. Obviously, I already talked about the Bucks. They're a very solid team, and they are the favorites, I think. So, yeah, I have the Bucks. And then for the Western Conference, I have the Los Angeles Lakers as one of the teams.
I think you misspoke. It was.
Man, this is tough. I'm trying to think who's gonna be my other team.
Oh, sorry, guys. Oof.
I'm gonna go with the Clippers. I think they have probably the most talented roster. After that, I think it'll be Battle of LA.
The right fucking choice.
And then I don't really know. Kawhi, Paul George probably gonna play healthy. And then so that's my picks. Are we gonna choose who wins? We're gonna go around keep the order and then.
We could do that too. Yeah, sure. Let's just do that, and then I'll say my 4 teams, and then we'll go another circle, and we'll say who we think is gonna win. Sure. Let's try it out.
Sounds good.
So I'm gonna, I kind of bamboozled everybody. I made it sound like I was gonna go with the Sixers when I was talking about Matisse Thybulle, and then I went with the Celtics. I'm still going with the Celtics in the East. I like the Celtics. They're a very complete team. I also been watching a lot of videos of Vincent Poirier and what's the big Taco Fall? Taco Fall is riding a bicycle. That was interesting to watch. I never thought I'd see that in my life. Yeah, that's completely unrelated to them playing basketball. But I'm gonna go with the Celtics, and then with the other team, I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I like the Heat as well, Lemeter. I'm not a Heat hater, but I think the Bucks are just a really talented team, and I'm gonna go with the Celtics and the Bucks in the East. And then in the West, we will be, of course, going with the Los Angeles Clippers and the Lakers. It's got to be the Lakers. That's what I'm gonna go with. I thought about maybe the Mavericks, putting in a team like that, but I'm gonna go with the Lakers. The Lakers.
Smart man. All right. On the East, I got the Heat and the Sixers because, I went to Philadelphia a couple of years ago. I don't know when. 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had a family friend who lives there who likes the Sixers, and he convinced me that the Sixers are good. So the Sixers are good now. All right. And I like Embiid and Simmons. I think Simmons is super underrated. Yeah. Shout out to I forget his name. Only met him once.
I guess you're not that good of friends.
No, he's my dad's friend's son, but family friend. Nice guy. Yeah.
Shout out Lemeter's family friend.
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
Don't know his name, but Lemeter's dad does. Or Lemeter's dad's friend
does.
Probably would.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Sixers, and I think Embiid and Simmons are underrated. I think they work out their differences and they ball out. And the other team would be the Heat because, obvious reasons. Jimmy Buckets.
I thought you were going to the West for a second. Okay, where are we going for the West?
West, Los Angeles Lakers, easy choice. Mm-hmm. And the second spot was tough. I really wanted to put the Clippers in here. But, the Mavericks, and
what about the Nuggets? The Nuggets are actually another team.
The Nuggets, Nuggets, Mavs, and Clippers. I really wanted to put the Clippers in here, but it has no hard feelings. But I think I'll stick with the Clippers because, Kawhi and Paul George are good players.
Oh, I respect that. I like that. So I think all of us have put the same 2 teams for the West at least. So Aaron, now we're going to you. Who do you have going out of the East? Who you got going out of the West? And then who's going to win?
All right. Going out of the East, I have the Milwaukee Bucks. I think they're just the best team in the East, hands down. I don't think it's close. Because if you saw, they started the season 2-2, and then they went 42-5 or something like that. Insane.
No, Giannis is going to be really good in the Warriors roster next year. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's just not happening. These delusional Warrior fans, am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
Up top, hey, Kings and Lakers united. We're no longer at war. Okay, anyways. All right, anyways. I have Lakers, Clippers. I'm sorry to make this so boring, but I have the Lakers winning. Just, I don't know. Even without Avery Bradley, I still think they're going to be able to come on top. They have the Henny Dog, J.R. Smith, and they have maybe Deion Waiters, actually. So, I feel like they'll be able to plug some holes.
Henny in the locker room, Deion Waiters, his problem with edibles, that's going to be there too. A lot of distractions. Plus, but the
You
one
know,
thing
it's in the bubble. It's in the bubble. Where are they getting this from?
LeBron's gonna be hitting up the snitch line quite frequently, so that's the one thing they have going.
100%. They have LeBron countering them, and as much as I dislike the fact that LeBron's in the finals so much, he's a very good basketball player. Also,
right? Is that what I
like him. I like him as a person, but just I wish he wasn't good at basketball. That is my opinion on LeBron James. Okay. Anyways, my prediction: Lakers Bucks. I'm gonna go. Okay. My question depends on if Eric Bledsoe is playing or not. Actually, that doesn't make it. You know what? I'm going the Bucks. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with the Bucks.
I like that.
I have the Bucks taking it over the Lakers in the finals. I think even though the Lakers did beat the Bucks in the regular season pretty bad, I just really hope that the Bucks will take this one because I think they're a pretty easy team to root for. Like if your team's eliminated, they're very exciting to watch, and I don't know. I feel like they have more upside than the Lakers do.
Here's my question because I'm thinking about. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I just want to ask you one question real quick. So I don't think there's any mascots in the bubble. So who are the Bucks going to be beating up in the in the locker room before the game?
LeBron.
All right, that's cool. I see where you're coming from 100% now.
All right, so yeah, and also I think this is where the Henny God and Dion Waiters come into the mix. JR gets the rebound, doesn't realize the score. Bucks and 6.
Dude,
Bucks and 6.
In 6, not
Bucks
even 7. The disrespect.
I mean, I thought it was actually pretty respectful. I thought maybe he was going to say Bucks and 4, but Aaron has to give him a couple games. I got you. I'm gonna make it
because of AC.
Damn. Yeah, so I'm gonna make this real simple. I believe I said Celtics and Sixers. I believe that's the two teams.
Why don't you have the Bucks in the finals, man?
I told you because I can't. I actually really do like the Bucks, but I can't root for them because this whole time, like the past year, I've been talking about how Giannis is going to get
bias list
first. Yeah,
we're calling out the bias here. We're calling out the bias.
It's not even hidden bias. Like I just told you straight up, and I mean, Aaron, the whole time when you were talking about the Bucks winning, I was still rationalizing in my head like, okay, he's still got 1 year left in his contract, so maybe he'll get a chip. And next year he's gonna play for one. He's gonna play one more year in the Bucks. Then he's gonna be. They're gonna lose, and then he's gonna be pissed off. He's gonna be a free agent. Then he's gonna go to the Warriors, and then he's gonna be in the Warriors. Like it's cool. It still works out in my head. But yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Celtics coming out top because I just the Sixers. I love Matisse Thybulle's vlogs, completely unrelated to them playing. They don't play very well together. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid don't play that crazy well together. And I mean I've seen enough Joel. I mean I've seen a bunch of Ben Simmons highlights of him shooting threes, but like that's he's just in practice. I don't know if he's gonna be really shooting in game. And yeah, I'm gonna go with this Boston Celtics and. Also because Lemaitre probably shouldn't like them, being a Lakers fan. And then on the West, obviously the Lakers Celtics matchup would be amazing. I bet you Adam Silver probably wants a Lakers Celtics matchup. But we're gonna give him an LA versus Boston matchup with the Clippers and the Celtics. And the Clippers back-to-back years. Kawhi Leonard is your NBA championship. And Montrezl Harrell gets the MVP trophy for having 69 rebounds. No, okay, that's just me, fucking up. Probably Kawhi will get it, maybe Paul George, but probably Kawhi. And yeah, Kawhi's just gonna be beasted in the playoffs. He's a silent dude. He's all business. Everyone's fucking around in the hotel. Everyone's trying to go fishing. And then I saw Tobias Harris and Matisse Thybulle. They were stuck on a boat in the middle of the water. Kawhi Leonard's not doing that shit. He's in the zone. He's watching film, and he's just ready to he's ready to kill players. Destroy LeBron. And
also, I want to add Dwight Howard is confirmed anti-vax and anti-mask, so I think that might bring the Lakers down as well.
I think what's going to happen is right before the game, Kawhi's going to come over and whisper in his ear and just a bunch of statistics, like coronavirus statistics, and he's going to be like, no, it's facts, no. And then it's going to melt. Too many facts, and he's going to melt. That's what I think is going to happen.
That is a fair point. All right, Lemaitre?
Yet? Just not.
Yes, it is.
Your turn.
All right. So
wow.
I wasn't listening to that little bit. Let me guess. It was the Celtics and the Clippers because I like the. Huh?
I said Lakers win in 4.
Oh man, I missed it. No.
No, he didn't.
No, yeah, no. I like the blackout. Like that. No, I like the blackout. The haters, All right.
True.
Let's hop into my prediction. I got as much as I like the Heat, my family friend from Philadelphia, whose name I will figure out tonight. He really influenced me to like the Sixers are a cool team. I don't even know why I'm rooting for the Heat in the West East. Let's go with Sixers. Sixers are my backup team. I switched, and my family friend really convinced me to have them in the finals this year, even though I haven't talked to them in 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, something like that.
You don't know his name. You don't know when you saw him. I mean, okay, you guys are barely like related in any way.
Yeah. No, I remember the drive to his house from where we were staying was 48 minutes.
And on that, so you
That's
remember
very specific.
You remember how long it took, but you don't remember his name or how long ago that was.
Yeah, no, I think I don't remember. I think I remember the city. No, actually, I don't.
The trip was very influential in convincing you that the Sixers are going to make it to the finals.
Yeah, no, we hung out for like 3-4 hours that night. We had dinner at his place.
And let's say, was it 2018, 2017?
2017, probably.
He convinced you that in 3 years, the Sixers will make the playoffs. Trust the process.
Well, no, that night it was the playoffs. It was the Heat versus the Sixers game, like 4 that night, and we were watching together. That's why I got convinced.
Okay. Let's just get the Sixers are in the East.
Yes, and
are the Clippers in the West?
The true favorites, the basketball Lakers, are Showtime Lakers. That's what I meant. Showtime Lakers are in the West, and LeBron gets a chip because he gets carried by Anthony Davis. And for Kobe.
Yeah, what are the Clippers? For Kobe. Why not?
No, rest in peace to Kobe. His Lakers are going to win it for him.
I've heard that actually Kobe was a bigger Clippers fan.
I'll pass.
NBA sources.
I actually heard
Kobe Bryant.
Remember the video? Remember the video of Kobe holding his kid when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, going yes. I think he would have liked the 76ers to win. No, but in all seriousness, no. Kobe would probably not want the 76ers.
He really made that serious. I can't even shit talk his thing because he made it serious. I see you went there. But the leader has the Lakers winning. I got the Clippers, and Aaron has the Bucks. So all three of us are all across the board. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. I think we're gonna stick with these. We're gonna have these videos up, and maybe we'll think of a punishment or something like that. We'll see what goes. But if one of us is accurate, at least you got bragging rights.
Bro, I swear, I am not drinking another smoothie, man. I swear to God. Yeah,
smoothies. Lemire needs to drink a smoothie because I'm convinced Lakers are gonna be out in the first round. Let me just drink a fucking smoothie.
Bet.
He hasn't drinking a smoothie in a while. Actually, he needs to drink a smoothie. That's what I'm trying to say. But I think we got a little bit of time left over. I think we should, we've spent a bunch of time on the NBA. In the past couple of weeks, all we've been talking about really is the NBA, with the exception of the quiz episode where we did NFL stuff. But let's go back to the NFL. And it's sports are back, kind of. Baseball is back. Hockey's gonna be back next week. Basketball is back next week.
Soccer.
I'm not gonna.
Cricket's coming back in September.
Let's go, Oakland.
I think hopefully curling will be back soon. Great sports all around.
You guys want to join my fantasy curling league?
Oh, send me a link, Aaron. I'm down. But all
right.
Football's coming. Football's around the corner. A little sport. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. It's American football. It's kind. It's going to be in just a month and a half is going to be here. Bro. And let's just talk about maybe a couple storylines that we're looking forward to. We've been deprived of football for it's been a while since the Super Bowl. RIP the 49ers. And let's just go. Peter, you were last. Let's start off with you first. What are you looking forward to in the season?
I'm looking forward. I'm not going to go as far as the season because I don't even know if that's happening. To be honest, as our friend Smitty says, Smitty Fantasy Football Show. Shout out to him. He said that he thinks the season will start and then they'll stop. Yeah. Right, they'll pause. So I think I'm just looking at the first couple of weeks. And training camp's coming up in 2 weeks, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
And one thing I look for in training camp is positional battles, especially for the 49ers. But this season we got a couple intriguing quarterback battles. So I want to see what you guys think about that.
Yeah.
All right. I'll throw a couple out, you guys. We'll collectively discuss. All right. Number one, we got our favorite one, Nick Mullins, Jimmy Garoppolo. No discussion needed. Jimmy Garoppolo wins that. Done. All right. Next. No, we're not listening to opinions here. Next, we got Nick Foles versus Mitch Trubisky.
I think that's Nick Foles. I'm just off the top of my head. I wouldn't probably give him the nickname Big Dick, but other than that, you don't need that necessarily to be an elite quarterback. That's just all I'm going to throw out there. And I think Nick Foles is definitely better than Mitch Trubisky. I've been down on Mitch Trubisky ever since there was rumors that the 49ers were going to draft him in 2017, to which I was happy when we got Solomon Thomas. And boy, that was a mistake. I wish we got Jamal Adams or Patty Mahomes, really. But I'm going to go with Nick Foles.
All right. For me, this one's tough because Trubisky was drafted so high by the Bears. I think they might, no matter what Nick does, I think they might lean on him for the first couple weeks of the season. But my real prediction is Mitch Trubisky goes down. Mitch Trubisky's having an MVP-like season, right? Goes down week 12. Torn ACL.
Mm-hmm.
In comes Nick. Bad completion percentage. They squeak into the playoffs. Then all of a sudden, boom, 82% completion percentage. Bears win the Super Bowl against Tom Brady in the bucket. I mean, he's not on the Patriots anymore. They win the Super Bowl against Cam Newton, who fumbles after a Khalil Mack sack, and they run the clock out. But my honest, okay, but my actual opinion. Oh, tank for Trubisky. But in all honesty, so when you talk about winning the quarterback battle, do you mean starting week 1 or like finishing the season? Because I feel like there's gonna be 2 different answers.
Starting majority of the starting week 1 because that's.
I'll go. I think Trubisky will start week 1 just because the Bears I feel like they just be like, okay, one more chance, 2nd overall pick. We're not stupid, so I feel like he'd get the edge. I can see Nick Foles starting more later in the season. I can see
the Bears are.
That's true, but I can see. So I see Trubisky's coming in at first, and then Nick Foles coming in later in the season. So that's my opinion on that.
You've convinced me that I started thinking about the Bears are kind of dysfunctional. I feel like they're gonna be like, it's a 2nd overall pick, man. We have to just start him. We have to start him. So then they're gonna start him, and then they're gonna realize he's no good, and then at one point Nick Foles is gonna happen.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I think.
All right. I think it's gonna be Trubisky because he's Mitch Trubisky. And hot taker, it's probably not a hot take, but I think Matt Nagy ruined Mitch Trubisky. I think Matt Nagy made him worse. I think Mitch Trubisky is a quarterback better than Matt Nagy has planned around him. Okay, Mitch Trubisky is pretty mobile, right? He could run.
Yeah.
But Matt Nagy refused to run with him for the first half of the season, limiting him to like low percentage throws that, Trubisky, that's not his asset. You let him run a little, let him gain his confidence, let him roll out, hit the flats a little, and then you start like chucking it up, make the throws progressively tougher. But Nagy didn't do that.
You think you're trying to tell me John Fox is any better?
Well, I'm not saying John Fox is a good coach. I think Trubisky in a Shanahan system, Trubisky in I don't think Shanahan system particularly, but like Trubisky in a Bill O'Brien system might work pretty well.
What about a Mark Trestman type of system? What do you think about that?
I think he'd be perfect there. But I think Trubisky is better than people give him credit for as well. No, he's actually not as bad as people think he is. I think people just want someone to meme on, and Trubisky's the name, and Trubisky. But he actually led him to the playoffs.
Come on,
he led a game-winning drive against a tough Eagles defense, and if it were not for Cody Parkey double doinking it, they would have went to New Orleans
and lost there.
No, Nick Foles almost beat him.
I have something to say about I want to talk about Lemire's point. The first part where he said about Trubisky, like Matt Nagy ruining him, I don't know enough about the Bears or Matt Nagy to dispute that. So let's just say that's probably correct. Okay, second of all, I actually agree. I think people do dog Mitch Trubisky too much, but I think where you're coming from is there's a decline happening, and it's happening fast, in my opinion. And like people like he was pretty solid. He was pretty decent that first season that you were talking about. But I don't know what happened. Like all of a sudden he just kind of is going down. I think there's potential there. But if he just keeps like declining and if he doesn't get out of his own head, I don't think he's going to be the guy we saw a couple seasons ago.
I think Aaron, that's exactly. He's in his fucking own head, and I don't think so. I think Matt Nagy. I mean, the first year he was with Nagy, he actually had his best year. So I'm not going to say it's Nagy 1,000%. I think Nagy, you can say he ruined. What's that running back they just had?
David Montgomery. Yeah, Matt Nagy is not a good coach. I think that.
Matt Nagy's, I wouldn't say he's an amazing coach, but he's not a bad coach either. I mean, I'm not going to put him like in the Jeff Fisher type of category either.
I would 100%.
You're just a Matt Nagy hater. You've been that for a while.
All right, now. He has arguably hands down one of the best defenses in the league, right? That defense. What do you mean? Kyle Fuller's a top cornerback. He has one of the best defenses in the league. His offense has weapons. His offense has always had weapons. It has Trey Burton, who was a good tight end before coming to Chicago. Two good running backs
too.
Yeah.
I believe he's gone. Isn't Burton gone? Burton is no.
Yeah, they cut him now. But like before then.
Oh, really?
For the past 2 seasons, he had Burton. He had Tariq Cohen, who's one of the most fidgety gadget players. He could do anything, right? And then you got David Montgomery, who was one of the best young running backs, I thought. And then he proved it towards later half of the season where he actually got carries. And he break tackles. He traded away Jordan Howard for crying out loud. That's a good running back he traded away. Then what else? Allen Robinson is a underrated receiver, decent offensive line. What is this guy doing? He ruined.
They had a really good season. I think Mitch Trubisky is what's ruined their offense. What's the biggest within the offense in 2018 and 2019 was Mitch Trubisky. But awful. And I mean, I think you guys are to say that he's better than what the media gives him credit for. I mean, if he was a third rounder, like let's say he was drafted in the same range that Dak Prescott or Russell Wilson was drafted in, I'd say 1,000%. He's a third rounder. What can you expect? He's a number 2 overall pick. They traded up for him. I mean, you got to have high expectations for him, and he's definitely not meeting that. He's nowhere close to meeting that, especially with the other names that you're talking about, Deshaun Watson and fucking Patrick Mahomes. I mean,
I'd take him over Mahomes.
Yeah,
No, I'm joking.
Whoa!
No. I have Mahomes as my number 2 quarterback. I'm not that much of a hater.
I mean, you're a hater. But the big difference between the team is not – I don't think it's Matt Nagy. I think the team is – they've lost fucking confidence in Mitch Trubisky. And I think that's part of the reason why I would say that they're going to start with him right away just because the front office is going to tell him we have to start Mitch Trubisky. But I'm thinking Nick Foles will start at one point just because Matt Nagy proves that he has zero confidence in him. And I think Matt Nagy's judgment is fairly good. I mean, he was with the Chiefs. He was an offensive coordinator in the Chiefs before, I believe.
Yeah. And, not every product of the system is good.
Well, I mean, he's with Andy Reid, and I would say that I think he's a fairly good judgment of what a good offense is. And, I mean, he had Mitch Trubisky, and they were running good, but Mitch Trubisky's in his own head, like Aaron said, and he's just not confident. He's not playing well. And I think, for me, the biggest difference between 2018 and 2019 was not even really that Jordan Howard was there, because Jordan Howard really hasn't made too much of a name for himself when he was in Philadelphia. So, I mean, I'm going to say it's Mitch Trubisky, and he's as bad as everyone says he is. And I mean, he should be shat on just because, I mean, where he was drafted, he was a bad pick. You can't say that was a good pick.
I'm not going to say he's a good pick, but I just want to dog Matt Nagy right now, so I'm just going to let all my frustration day out.
Holy shit. Guys, Mitch Trubisky is Marvin Bagley.
No.
Patrick Mahomes is Luka Doncic.
Marvin Bagley is an upside. Mitch Trubisky has like no upside. He's fucking trash.
No,
I'm saying it's the same scenario. Anyway, sorry.
No, but Marvin Bagley's here's the thing. Marvin Bagley's been injured for like half. Most of the time,
Marvin Bagley is upside. I'll say that. Yes.
Mitch Trubisky has shown what he is, and he's not good.
No,
that's the same scenario.
He's not good. That's the difference. I think Marvin Bagley hasn't shown what he is. I mean, he's still a kind of a mystery just because he's always been injured. Which, I mean, could be worse. I mean, you could say Mitch Trubisky could become a reliable backup, maybe even a reliable, like a lower tier quarterback.
He's a starting quarterback in the league. I wholeheartedly believe in Mitchell Trubisky. I just think his coach, Matt Nagy, is stupid. I just want to, let my emotions flow regarding Matt Nagy.
I'm going to say this. I think you don't like him because he's from the Chiefs.
No, I like Bieniemy. I like Doug Peterson. I like Bieniemy. I like Andy Reid, for a matter of fact. If the Niners weren't in the Super Bowl, I'd actually root for Andy Reid because I want big Andy. No, I like Andy. I want him to get a.
You rooted for the Rams against the Chiefs. Remember that year?
Well, that's because I like Jared Goff.
That's Jared Goff is.
Okay, but back to Matt Nagy. He's a horrible coach. The dude is decent offensively. I think Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy carried him, surrounded him with like brilliant offensive minds, and Alex Smith is underrated. I think Alex Smith gets less credit than he's due. In that Chiefs offensive Nagy was
pick up Alex Smith.
A whole lot of things.
But Matt Nagy is just, oh my god, one of the best rosters.
You say you don't like him.
I dislike him. I hate him. I think he should get fired. Like he's gonna take down Mitch Trubisky's career with him. That's what he's gonna do. How does David Montgomery tackle every like two people?
Can we go back to Mitch Trubisky's second year? Matt Nagy's very first year when he won Coach of the Year. What was that all about?
I don't think he deserved Coach of the Year. I think Vic Fangio actually led that team. Vic Fangio.
Oh, so now you're saying, because before you were saying, the defense wasn't what the
he kept that team from falling apart. I call BS. Nagy's bad. Next round. Let's do this. Shut up.
He takes to the playoffs, and now your defense took him to the playoffs. I mean, you got to stay consistent, man.
No, he led him in that playoff game.
You told me Mitch Trubisky took him to the playoffs, and I told him the defense, and you're like, no, that's not true. And now you're telling me.
All right, we'll keep this off the podcast. It's getting too long. All right, final verdict. Boys, you going Foles or Trubisky?
You said I had a verdict like 15 minutes ago, bro.
So you start with Trubisky just because where he was drafted. Eventually, it'll become Foles.
All right, Trubisky, Aaron's Trubisky, and I'm Trubisky. All right, Trubisky cubed. All right, next we got Cam Newton and
this isn't a fucking competition. This isn't a fucking competition.
I'll start because I think Aaron wants to. He wants to. He wants the stage at one point. So you'll get it. You'll end. Aaron, you'll end with this one. I'm gonna say Cam Newton will start, but here's my thinking. I think a lot of guys in the Patriots front office really like Jarrett Stidham. I feel like those rumors that are coming out. New England has never been a kind of a place that kind of throws out shit that's bullshit. Like I remember the Rams last year, they were talking about how they're going to be giving Todd Gurley such a workload and how like his knee is totally healthy. And then we saw last year that's not the case. They lied about it. The Patriots don't really do that all that. Like they don't really lie a whole lot. So whatever comes out of the front office usually is pretty accurate. And I'm going to say I think Jarrett Stidham has a lot of fans in that front office. And I'm going to say I don't think he's bad either. Yeah. But I think Cam Newton will start 1,000% just because, he's got the bigger name and he's kind of the talent. And I feel like, at the moment right now, he's probably better. But the moment something goes wrong, the moment that they lose, the moment Cam Newton looks bad, the moment Cam Newton, throws a couple picks, the rumors are going to start flying around. And when there's smoke, there's fire. And I think at one point, eventually, Jarrett Stidham will start. So I'm going to go Cam and then eventually Stidham.
You really are a Cam hater. I think maybe Stidham starts the season. I could see that because Cam is new to the team. He doesn't have a full knowledge of the playbook, and especially with this Corona time period, he doesn't have chemistry with the receivers. I think Stidham's got that he has that in his corner, right? But I think Cam's just a way better quarterback. He's eventually going to start.
How do you know? Do you know? Have you seen Jarrett Stidham play to really know that?
No, okay. I like Jarrett Stidham. I'm a big fan.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how you can. I trust the Patriots front office. That's what I'm saying.
I think Jarrett Stidham's very similar to Justin Herbert in that regard. And they're similar quarterbacks. All right. Cam Newton had a bad season because he was playing on a bum shoulder. Correct?
Yeah.
No, his 2018 season was not that bad.
First half was pretty good. First half was pretty good. Second half was bad. I agree. But
that's when he fucked up.
Yeah, and the team would keep on playing him through this injury.
Exactly.
He's not going to do well, and he's now got time to recover from the injury, 1.5 year or a year almost, right? So X number of days, right? It's a pretty long rest. He's healed it up. He's gotten it fixed. And now he could go back to his physical play. Before he got injured, he was making the throws. He can make the throws. He's accurate. He could run the ball. I think.
Anyway,
he just needs a quarterback. He just needs a coach that believes in him, and I think Belichick realizes that, and Belichick can turn this guy back into an MVP guy.
Okay, I'm gonna say, checks out.
I'm a hater. Just say that.
I'm not. I just told you I don't hate Cam Newton. If he was 23, 24 years old, I would say, there's a point there. Maybe he's injured, and maybe it's a pretty significant injury. The fact that it took him out for a year and a half, and they didn't play him for a while when he probably shouldn't be playing. And, they fucked up his shoulder probably much worse than it was originally fucked up. And you think he's going to come back as if nothing happened, completely from scratch. Everything's back there. I think that's just completely unrealistic. Number two, what I'm going to go with is you're right. He's going to be in a new system where, he's unfamiliar with a lot of the receivers. He's unfamiliar with the system is much different. Belichick is the type of guy, he's not going to make a system around a quarterback. He's going to make the quarterback play for the system. That's just how he does it. And Cam Newton's going to have to, bust his balls trying to fucking learn that system. It's a complicated system. It's a hard system to learn. There's a reason why Tom Brady's known. Tom Brady's known for his intelligence. It's not really his physical ability is not that crazy. It's for his quarterback IQ. And I think Cam Newton is a really smart quarterback, but it's a little bit of he doesn't have a whole lot of time to learn it. I still think that the injury will be it will still be there. He has to be a lot more cautious. He can't play as physical as he used to. And we saw before his completion percentage was never really all that good, which is super important in a Belichick offense. You got to make the right reads, you got to make the smart reads, stuff like that. And I also think a part of it will be, will he subscribe to the whole Belichick ideology where you just kind of have to kind of stay quiet, you're not emotional, you just kind of like a machine. You got to well-oiled the machine. That's how you got to play. That's what Tom Brady did. I think Jarrett Stidham could emulate that, but I just don't know if Cam Newton's that type of guy. He's been a very highly emotional player, and that's not to take it away against him. But it's just my fourth, maybe fifth point. I wasn't really keeping track, but I just don't see him fitting that well in the team. I think it's a 1 year thing. Even if he plays, and let's say he starts the full season, I think we can all agree that he's not going to be there. His whole goal is probably going to be next year, sign a new contract,
good season, and get money.
He's not going to be here after this year. And then the Patriots I think he's a bridge quarterback. This situation seems really similar to me when they had Baker Mayfield and they brought in Tyrod Taylor. It's super similar to me, and what the Chargers are doing now with Tyrod Taylor and Justin Herbert. That's the vibe that I'm getting.
Stidham is not a first round. Aaron, I'll let you. You go for it, Aaron.
Okay, Buzz, did you break into Lemeter's house and grab his crack pipe? That's what I want to know. Answer me that. Did you break into his house and grab his crack pipe? Answer me that. No, hold on. No, I heard you out for like 10 minutes. Anyways, so let me just say this real quick. I don't think this is not a competition. This is not a competition. If honestly, I'll say this. If Stidham is fucking starting week 1, actually no, I was about to make a really big bet. We're not doing that. Anyways, this isn't a fucking competition.
I don't think he's gonna.
Cam Newton is the better quarterback. First of all, people are dick riding Stidham for like no reason. We've seen nothing from him. Cam Newton, Buzz, your main point is that his shoulder's all fucked up. All I'm gonna say is he's not gonna be the same quarterback as he was. You know, you like to bring that up. He's not the same quarterback as he was in 2015. That's whatever. He's still a solid quarterback. We saw Andrew Luck come from the same operation, came back, boom, playoffs. I don't know he's gonna come back. That's the thing. I don't. I'm telling you.
Shots in the dark.
Yeah, you're shooting in the dark too, but you're going the pessimistic way. We're going the optimistic way, proved by Andrew Luck.
Well, I don't think Andrew Luck is a much different quarterback than Cam Newton. We can all agree that they're much different quarterbacks. They don't play the same anyway.
Cam Newton can make throws. Cam Newton can make the throws, man. He doesn't have to be a scrambling like physical guy. He wasn't that the past. If you don't remember, after that Super Bowl, he wasn't that. He wasn't that for the past seasons, and they had success.
They went to the playoffs. They went to the playoffs for your kind info.
We're looking at when was he the best? When was Cam Newton the best? 2015.
Yeah, MVP.
I'm not saying he has to be the best. We're arguing if he's going to start over Stidham or not. You don't have to be the best quarterback. You have to start over Jared goddamn Stidham.
I don't think he's much better.
That's all I'm saying.
Bad. I don't know why you're saying Jared
is way better than.
How do you know?
I'm saying he's not close. I'm not saying he's not close to Cam.
If he plays good,
how
many times he was 2015, but I think the keyword was. I told him many times, if he turns out to be right, I'll come back and say, you know what, you're right. And if this turns out to be right, I'll come back and say you're right. But I don't think so.
I think this is Aaron's take. Aaron deserves the apology after 2019, 2020, 21 happens.
Newton's going to be any good.
Boaz, who's your verdict? Choose one. Majority of the starts.
Newton will start. Oh, majority Stidham.
All right. We're both going Newton. All right. Stidham, Newton.
I'm actually going Brian Hoyer.
All right, last one. Let's quickly wrap this up. My favorite one so far: Derek Carr versus Marcus Mariota.
Okay, again, I don't think this is a competition either. If I'm being honest with you,
I honestly think Marcus Mariota is more talented than Carr. I'm not even joking.
But where? Where is that from? Other than
Marcus Mariota offers mobility. Marcus Mariota can make throws. He's not exciting. I think he just needs a coach to tell him he's exciting. The dude had his career ruined by what's that guy? Who's their coach when they lost? No, the one before Vrabel. Old white guy.
No, I mean that doesn't describe a whole lot.
The Titans coaches.
Oh my god, fucking his name is like right up.
Mike Munchak, I think.
No, it's not Munchak, dude. What do you? That's like
Mike Mularkey.
Oh, Mularkey, yeah, Mike Mularkey.
Mularkey. There we go. The dude was a horrible play caller. Please.
Okay, then why was he bad with Vrabel? They have a new guy.
Because Vrabel's not an offensive coach.
I believe. Okay, so who's their first? Okay, the first one was LaFleur, right? And
LaFleur, yeah,
by year. And I can't. I don't know off the top of my head who this guy is, but I mean this new guy. I mean they fucking beat the Patriots and the Ravens.
This dude didn't run it when he had Mariota. As soon as Tannehill came, they started running it all of a sudden. I had Derrick Henry on my fantasy team. I know it for a fact. They wouldn't give him carries. I'd get frustrated, but I think Mariota is better than Tannehill, 10 times better. That's not even a question to me.
I think you're a Madden type of guy. Like you rate guys based off like their Madden ratings and stuff like that.
I'm not.
You used to have a pretty high rating in Madden. I'm not gonna. But
all right, I'm going with Mariota. I just think he's a better quarterback.
It's a gut feeling. Just say it's a gut feeling. Just say it's a gut feeling.
It's a gut feeling. He's going to be an MVP conversation. He's that exciting. He's that quick. Whoo.
That's why, bro. I'm done, right? It's every single one has been a gut feeling. Matt Nagy's bad. I mean, it's just a gut feeling, man. He's
that I proved to you. You just didn't listen. All right, we'll not get back on that. All right, verdict. Aaron, do you have any thoughts?
Okay, I do have thoughts. Lamita, I'm sorry to say this, man. I've been with you like this entire episode, which is crazy. So just shout out to us for that. But I mean,
think about who you're siding with, Aaron. Think about who you're siding with before you like. Like evaluate this episode.
Bro,
Think about who you
I'm saying he's bringing. I agree with him on points I genuinely believe in. I'm not like doing it, like he's bringing up points I genuinely believe. But anyways, Derek Carr is going to win this, in my opinion. It's not like Derek Carr is someone like sane quarterback or anything. It's just like I feel like he knows the system better, and like he's been there before. And they just decide to start him all the time, even though he's never made the playoffs. But I mean, Marcus Mariota was so
that 1 year.
The Titans got immediately better once fucking Marcus Mariota got benched, so that just doesn't look for him. So I'm gonna look good for him. So I'm gonna go Derek Carr.
we're gonna bring up some points we brought up before.
Wait, fuck! I can't hear you guys.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. Okay, Mariota's coming in. We brought up this whole point, like, new guy comes in, he has to learn the system. There's not a whole lot of time. I mean, Mariota's got a lot more time than Cam Newton. We'll say that for sure. So, I mean, that's not as big of a factor. I mean, it's Derek Carr. I mean, there's no way. Derek Carr brings a veteran presence. Derek Carr really is, I think, a super underrated guy. Like, I mean, ever since he won he was in the conversation for the MVP and he got injured. Really, he's been kind of, people think, he's a lower end quarterback. He's low end quarterback. He's not that bad. I mean, he's serviceable.
He's pretty accurate.
Throw it to receivers. You throw it to the receiver's feet, every now and then. But I don't see.
I've seen that.
Unless I'll go like Smitty. Lemire. Do you think he's going to get injured? Do you think Derek Carr is getting injured?
No.
But Lemire thinks he's beating him out. Lemire thinks Mariota comes in.
I don't see a scenario that happens. I'll throw it at the same thing I told Aaron. I mean, if it happens, Smitty's bringing it on his show. I'll tell you. I'm sorry, Lemire. I don't think it happens, man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think Mariota's starting.
All right, well, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah,
we will.
That was it from my end. That's what I thought about the NFL season coming back.
Right, yeah. A whole lot. Just go quickly, Aaron. Do you have anything that you're excited for?
Well, honestly, I had an answer to that question, but I'm totally completely blank. It was very exhausting, if I'm being honest with you.
It's full defensive mode right now. Like, I'm just sitting here, like, fucking ready.
Full hater mode. That's what you were.
You're just like, bro. You're just waiting.
I'm right now, like, say no to drugs, kids, and like this is an ad for say no to drugs. Let me just say these facts. I'm like, kids, please just look at him. Wait, let's see, right here. Look at him. Say no to drugs.
Look at this muscle, boys.
You jerk off before we.
Wow.
I've been working out. No, just kidding.
All right, Aaron. Do you have anything you want to say? What are you excited? It's like Thanksgiving. What are you grateful for the end?
What am I grateful for?
Yeah.
Okay. I just hope to see it happen because I just love watching NFL Red Zone a lot. But, I'm excited to see what the Niners can do this season. And I'm excited. I remember what I was going to say. Hot take. I'm excited to see Cam in a Patriots uniform because I predicted that like a while ago.
That's true.
I predicted that a while ago. I was just like, bro, Cam should go to the Patriots. I think Cam's going to the Patriots. I think you disagrey with that.
Of course, he's a hater. He denies everything anybody else says.
That's not true. That like anything anyone else says, like that's a little far. Anyways, I'm excited to see him. Cam,
if you're watching, don't do drugs.
Cam's one of my favorite players, and I just want to stand by this real quick. Like I think the disconnect with me and Boaz is I think Boaz whenever I say Cam Newton's starting, like he thinks I'm saying like Cam Newton's gonna be like this like as good as he was in the past. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I think he's gonna be good enough to be top 15. Obviously, I have him at number 15. I think he's gonna be a serviceable quarterback. So I'm not saying he's gonna be as good as he was. I just want you to know that.
But I think that there's got some fans in that front office, and I think there's gonna be always the right in the wall. Hey, whenever Cam does something better, it's like, hey guys, we got that cinnamon guy. Let's try him out.
If
they're filled with people like you, Cam doesn't even have a chance.
Brand new Beamer in the garage, and it's never been tested out. And they're driving this freaking Jeep, this broken down Jeep, like all over the place.
You know what? Cut, Buzz. What are you excited for?
Dragging on the ground.
What are you excited for?
I'm excited. I'm just excited for football. I'm excited to shit talk. I'm excited for fantasy football. I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, this shit happens. And I'm excited.
Ready to take another L, huh?
I have not actually. I've never lost to if we're going like position. Actually, one year
I beat you twice.
Okay. Out of how many? Exactly.
I like 8.
I like that. I like that stat. I'm just excited for football. I'm excited to watch sports and stuff like that. And I'm excited.
I have an announcement to make.
You guys more. Yeah, Aaron.
I have an announcement to make. I feel like this. No one listening to this is going to understand what I'm talking about, but I think it's time to bring back the Trubiscuits. I think it's time.
Name?
We're coming back. We're bringing back. That's gonna be my fantasy name. That is my announcement. The Trubiscuits are back.
For a while. I mean, Aaron's mom was like literally telling me that how Mitch Trubisky was going to go to the Niners, and I was like telling her, no, it's never going to happen. Can't say the whole.
I'm so glad that didn't happen.
At least Solomon Thomas. I don't know how Mitch Trubisky. Yeah, I mean, if Mitch Trubisky was in the Niners, it'd be bad. Bad news.
No Jimbo then.
I mean, I think if Trubisky's on the Niners, he's still on the Niners, and Jimmy Garoppolo's like the heir to the throne in New England, and then oh my god.
Should really do an episode. Just kind of like look at like what happened. You know, Jimmy could be in Cleveland. Remember, there was a whole trade that happened.
They offered like 2 first-rounders,
and it didn't go through or something.
Belichick wanted to give him a place where he could actually succeed.
That's kind of like what everyone thinks it is. But I think the official story was that it didn't go through in time, right? So I mean, if Jimmy became a free agent, what happens? Does he stay in New England? Does Brady maybe get traded before? We'll save that for another episode. We've gone on way too fucking long. And with that being said, see you guys next week. Peace.